Now let's focus on the big story coming in from Karnataka. Now, amid growing demands by opposition parties to sack Karnataka's tribal welfare bee Nagendra, the BJP has headed to the Raj Bhavan to ask the governor to take action against the minister. Earlier, the BJP had set a deadline of 6th of June for the Congress minister to remove the minister from the cabinet, failing which the party will stage protests in Bengaluru today. Both the BJP and the JDS have been demanding Nagendra's resignation over the suicide of a government official in the Valmiki Corporation due to the alleged illegal transfer of funds. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah had also asked Nagendra to volunteer and resign on his own until the investigation is complete in order to avoid more political drama. This comes after chaos has erupted when a corporation superintendent, Chandrasekhar, died by suicide. He had named the Valmiki Corporation MD and two others, including the accounts officer and the Union Bank of India officer, in his suicide note. He had mentioned that the minister had verbally ordered the money transfer. Nagendra, who is a four-time MLA, was allegedly involved in the illegal transfer of 187.3 crores from the Karnataka Maharshi Valmiki Scheduled Tribe Development Corporation to corporates. A state government has instituted a special investigating team and has already started an investigation into the case. Let me go across to my colleague Deepak first to get us some sense of perspective of what's happening in this case. Deepak, I don't buy the appeal by the Karnataka Chief Minister to get Nagendra to voluntarily step down. If the Chief Minister feels that the minister should resign, what stops him from asking him to resign or ordering him to resign or, if necessary, sacking him?
Well, it looks like clear instructions have been given by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister for Mr. Nagendra to step down voluntarily because they do not want it to become a situation of an embarrassment of sorts. We're expecting that announcement to come in very shortly. The BJP, meanwhile, is upping the ante politically. We've seen protests, that started off at Vidhan Sabha, headed towards the Raj Bhavan. A memorandum that was eventually submitted there. They've not just demanded for a CBI probe, they've also demanded that Nagendra and the Chief Minister, who's holding the Finance Ministry portfolio, should both resign.
All right. Deepak, thanks a lot for joining us at this point. Let me go across to my guests who are joining us to take this story forward. We have Vijay Prasad, spokesperson of the BJP, George Kurian, political analyst, and Arvind Kumar Jain, retired senior IPS officer as well. George Kurian, I'll come to you first. This is turning out to be really, really bad optics and bad PR from the Congress government. If a chief minister is evidently so powerless that he has to request a minister to resign and the minister refuses to comply so far, does this not speak volumes of the incompetence of a Congress government?
Good afternoon to you, to my co-panelist on the debate, and to your learned audience. Let me reiterate and reassure your audiences that the Congress Party has zero tolerance with respect to any corruption that has come to the fore. And in this case, the initial investigation of prima facie evidence looks like the money has been transferred illegally. So the Congress Party has taken cognizance and asked Mr. Nagendra, the tribal youth and welfare minister, to step down from his position until the investigation is complete. So the Congress Party is, as I said earlier, we have zero tolerance towards corruption. If anything of this sort comes to the fore, we are the first one to take.
But it seems you have a lot of tolerance
before
towards insubordination, Mr. Kurian, because if a minister has been asked to resign, why has he not resigned?
Well, I'm sure that you will get the news very soon with respect to Nagendra, because as of right now it is just an allegation and an accusation at this point in time. But still, the Congress Party will leave no room unturned. We don't want any kind of the opposition bloc to corner the Congress Party with respect to corruption. As I said, we have zero tolerance. Until the investigation is complete, we will ensure that the concerned minister will be out of power.
Vijay Prasad, spokesperson of the BJP, do you buy this assurance given by George Kurian, someone who follows the Congress government very closely? Do you buy this assurance that it's just a matter of time before BC Nagendra steps down?
No, see, the other name for corruption is Congress. Congress is synonym with corruption. So, having said that, Nagendra, who has accepted himself that okay, there is something has happened. But even still, if you look at the dilly-dallying by the chief minister, who is figuring out whether to take the resignation from Nagendra or not. Looks like Nagendra is putting too much pressure on Siddaramaiah, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, by not to take his resignation, or he might be threatening even the CM. He might spill the beans because without CM's instruction or without DK Shivkumar's instruction, without Congress's instruction, Nagendra would not have committed these kind of corruption. Corruption is so much that even whatever the funds that was earmarked for the welfare of the tribal, they have siphoned it off. They have used it to siphon it off, and they have used it for the election in Telangana. This is what is Congress up to. On one hand, Congress's MP Rahul Gandhi holds
Okay.
constitution book and says that okay, we are upholding the constitution, we are for the democracy. But if you see, Congress is the one who is playing with the democracy by getting into this kind of corruption. So Congress is very much synonymous with corruption, and they go hand in hand. I don't think Congress is ready to take any action on Nagendra just because Nagendra is threatening the entire Congress's ministry. So
well, we've got a response, Vijay Prasad. We've got a response from the Karnataka Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. Listen into what Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar had to say before we come back to you. Let's listen out to those reactions.
Ritangshu, this is just the lip service.
One second, Vijay Prasad. Let's listen in from the state. Minister.
ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೂಚನೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಸರ್ ಸಿಬಿಐ ಕೂಡ ಎಫ್ಐಆರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಸಿಬಿಐನವರು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಿಬಿಐಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವರು ಅವರು ಎಫ್ಐಆರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
We just discussed with the Honorable Minister, myself, Chief Minister and the Home Minister. The Minister has assured that he is not involved in anything. Okay. But in the interest of the party, in the interest of the government, he doesn't want to embarrass the party. He himself has offered to resign from the ministership. I think today he will do that job.
And that will be accepted, sir, by the government?
It is the Chief Minister has to discuss with the party high command and he will take a call.
Arvind Kumar Jain, retired senior IPS officer. Sir, I'm sure in your career you would have seen many such cases of political corruption where the rod goes straight up to the top. What do you read of this? The Deputy Chief Minister is assuring that I'm sure he will resign. I've spoken to him. He has assured me he will resign, but he has not. And the Chief Minister says, and we ran the translation of his bite as well, in which he says that just because I've spoken to him doesn't mean he's resigning. Is a minister right now above the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister? Does this make sense to you, sir?
It's a very funny kind of situation. I have also read on this issue. First of all, a person has committed suicide in which he has mentioned the name of a minister. He has mentioned the name of accounts officer, MD of the corporation, a minister, and chief manager of a bank. I think all of them are liable for abetment to commit suicide, and case should be registered against them, and minister is equally responsible for the suicide of that gentleman. He should not have agreed to transfer the amounts. Instead of committing suicide, he should have faced the situation. He should have told the minister that it's illegal order and he will not transfer it. Anyway, he has lost. We have lost him. He has committed suicide because I think he was a man of some principles, and he thought that he should commit suicide instead of facing the society. Number two, the amount which has been transferred to various accounts. Yeah. All of that money should be immediately reverted back to the account of the Valmiki Corporation. This should have been done by now, because if it has been transferred, naturally Union Bank will be able to provide all the accounts where the money has been transferred. All that money should be, if minister is involved, then Deputy CM or CM should pass order. Chief Secretary of the State should pass order that all this money should be transferred back to the accounts of the Valmiki Corporation.
And sir, the longer this continues, the longer Mr. Nagendra continues to hold on to his chair, Arvind
Yes.
Kumar Jain, the longer this Mr. Nagendra continues to hold on to his chair, the more it makes the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister and the entire Karnataka government complicit in covering up this mess. Do you agree with this statement?
Yes, bilkul. I 100% agree with you. And I'm told it's an allegation that money has been spent in Telangana elections, and that's why it was withdrawn. And naturally, if it was withdrawn for election purposes, then it must have been in the knowledge of seniors also. And that's why I think seniors are dragging their feet. That's
Absolutely.
all.
George Kurian, as a very damning statement coming in from someone who's known the system up close and personal, a very senior retired official, that the longer this continues, the buck will stop at the Chief Minister's door and at the Deputy Chief Minister's door, that they are complicit in covering up the scam. Yes, Vijay Prasad, I'll come to you. Let George Kurian respond. I'll come to you, Vijay Prasad.
Okay. Let me reiterate and reassure your audiences that the Congress party has zero tolerance with respect to corruption. And you have just played the bite of Karnataka Chief Minister saying that, his resignation would be accepted, and, he has been asked to step down until the investigation is complete. We want to take complete cognizance of the case. Since the amount is about 3 crores, the CBI comes into
Okay, it's the same statement. Vijay Prasad, 20 seconds, I'll let you have the last word and I have to move on.
We will also ensure that, all the accounts that the amount has been transferred to will get freezed. The Home Minister,
but if the money has already gone on, I don't know how you'll ensure. Vijay Prasad, please go on. Vijay Prasad, 20 seconds. Please come up with the last word. Vijay Prasad.
We will ensure that the minister will have to step down and will take stringent action against the minister as well.
We have to make sure that whoever the victim, whoever the person who committed suicide mentioned in his death note, the police has to register immediate police action against all the three, including the Minister Nagendra. Okay, it is not just about the.
Yes, and for the first thing he has to do is resign, and the longer this drags on, it's going to reflect really badly on the Karnataka government here. And all talks of being an anti-corruption government is all hollow if this does not happen at this point. Thank you so much for joining me at this point, Vijay Prasad, George Kurian, and Arvind Kumar Jain, sir. We have to quickly move on.